And in her last message now, you see, very soon she start changing mouth, she start changing her direction, started talking. But initially, we told her, mind your business. If you are focusing on Igbo cause, focus on your Igbo cause. That's none of our business. There are many people who are organizing different programs, focusing on different cause of the Igbo people. We don't have any problem with them. But our project, under the Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi, our project is Biafra. Our project is Biafra. Our project is not Igbo. Our project is not Igbo. Our project under the Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi, is Biafra. That is where we are. But that woman came and began to preach all manner of false informations, begin to preach all manner of lies. And people were clapping for her. The time has come for you to clap. Those people that were giving you those information, you don't need to run. Let them come and stand as a witness in the dock, in the court. Let them come and stand. The era of talking rubbish, gibberish, right, left, and center has passed. The era has passed. We are in a new era. And I thank God for the steps that the new HOD is taking. The steps he's taking. All those confusion that is coming, both the ones that are pushing some false information about the Liberation Army and all that. Those who claim to be in charge of this, in charge of that, what you don't know, you begin to claim. Confusing the ignorant ones. The era has gone. Every single one of us, wherever you are, we must prepare for the days ahead. We must prepare. Nigeria is not for you, neither is it for me. And if you feel that you can make it in Nigeria, good for you. It is your right to belong wherever you want to belong. But do not be a stumbling block on us, those of us who are already out of Nigeria. Don't be a stumbling block. If you know the foundation of Nigeria, you will not wish to be part of it. To understand today's tension, many historians argue that we must first understand Nigeria formation under British colonial administration. For you to understand Nigeria, you must first of all go to the origin, to the foundation, and understand Nigerian formation under British colonial administration. The amalgamation of different regions in 1914 brought together many ethnic groups, language, culture, political system under one colonial administration. That is where the problem lies. Forcing people that have different value system together, you force them to be in one place. Even the people that some of you call your founding fathers confessed and say that we are not one. Ahmadu Bello said it. That we are not one. He told Zeke to his face to face, he told Zeke. He told Zeke that we are not one and we cannot be. Awolowo said Nigeria is just a geographical expression. He never believed in Nigeria. At a point in time, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe began to get back his senses. He got back his senses and he began to say that it is better people go their separate ways, because if they don't, when it is going to happen in a chaotic way, it will not be managed anymore. And that is where we are today. A fraudulent and false entity called Nigeria. You don't create country alongside with people that have different value system. You create country along people that have the same value system. And every country that succeeds in this world, go and check them. All the developed countries that are existing, they have the same value system. Those that never had it before, they split it because of value system. In Asia, countries of Asia went their separate ways because of their value system. And today they are happy. The former India were split into pieces. Bangladesh went out, Pakistan went out. Everyone go on their way because the value system is not the same. Look at Malaysia. You have Singapore out of Malaysia. And each of them, they went out because of value system. The values are not the same. So why is it that when you call for the same thing that have been tried other places and it worked? It is not an experiment. That is one thing. People think that when we talk about this separation or this integration is experiment. It is not an experiment. This is something that has been experimented and it worked. It worked in Asia. It worked in America. It worked in Europe. Why wouldn't it work in Africa? Every country that went out of Russia, including Finland, they are doing very well. Why did Finland leave Russia? Even though they had similarity, but their value system is not the same. They left. Many countries broke out of Russia. You would have said, God, their future is almost the same. Their future is almost the same. But see, there are some values that doesn't match up, so they went their separate ways. So why is it that when we talk about this separation in Nigeria, some people see it as something that is impossible or evil or war? It is not war. It is a truth that a Nigerian is denying, the truth that they are denying. Separation doesn't mean that we become enemy. Separation doesn't mean that we can't be able to intermarry. Separation doesn't mean we cannot do business. We can still do business. We can still intermarry if we choose. We can still live where we want to live if we want. But let there be boundary. Let everybody know their boundary. It is because of lack of boundary. That is why the terrorism in Nigeria today cannot be controlled. Terrorism in Nigeria cannot be controlled because of boundaries. Today, Nigeria doesn't even have boundary. Nigeria doesn't have boundary. From Niger into Nigeria is a free ride. You don't even know who is in Nigeria. Of course, nobody's a Nigerian. Nobody's in Nigeria. Any Fulani from any place can come into there, get their card, get everything, and become part of them. And because of lack of boundaries, that is why a Fulani in Sokoto will come and tell you that Niger Delta is his oil, is his oil. Do you blame him? You don't blame him. You are answering Nigeria. You invited him. And so he has the right to claim your oil in your backyard. This is why the insecurity in Nigeria can never, ever be managed. But I bet you, if you split that country along value system, create the boundaries, everybody will know their boundaries. Each region will protect themselves, including the north. They will protect themselves. They will be forced to protect themselves. Because then they will know they have no place to go, no place to run to. They will be forced to protect themselves. Nigeria was not created to succeed. Not at all. Since their so-called independence in 1960 date, since independence till now, how many years? How many years? They have not yet found a nation. They haven't gotten unity. They haven't gotten a country. No patriotism for anybody. What are you going to be patriotic to? Even their president is not patriotic to them, to the country. These politicians you see, none of them is patriotic to the country. That is why when they loot, they don't look back. Nobody is patriotic to Nigeria, not even the politicians. That is why when they are looting, they don't look back. When they are looting, they loot and loot the thing that will make Nigeria exist in the next minute. They take it away because they don't care about anybody. So why wouldn't we end it? Why wouldn't we end it peacefully and let everybody go and take care of their own mess? The insecurity in Nigeria is foundational, and it is according to what Nigeria stands for. Working for those who own, the owners of Nigeria put it there in that way. As long as you remain insecure, it favors them. That is why your colonial master will not even talk about your insecurity. They don't care. Even the Christian genocide. How many times have you seen British? The British spoke about the Christian genocide. Are they interested in it? They don't care. because the oil is still flowing to them. Oil from Biafra land. They are ones that are sponsoring the insecurity in Biafra land to see that we cannot get grip of our senses and be united together. The division in Biafra land is orchestrated and sponsored by the British through the politicians. They are the one that write the template, because that is the only way that they can continue to steal from our resources. Somebody in Niger Delta, somebody in the riverine area will begin to answer that data. They will begin to tell you rubbish. You see an Igbo man telling you he's Niger Delta, why his brother on the other side is not. Since 1960, there is still debate over federalism. There is still debate over representation. There is still debate over allocation of resources. There is still debate over political inclusion. There is still debate over constitutional reform. There is debate over national identity. After more than 60 years of independence, nothing has been fixed. Not even that entity called Nigeria. Today, after 60 years, more than 60 years, they are still reminding you about that you are part. Everybody they remind you that you are part of Nigeria. That is why you see the word one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. They are still reminding you that you are part of it. Do you need to be reminded where you've come from? Do you need to be reminded who your parents are? Except you are not the child of your parents. You don't need to be reminded. That is why the zoo will never, ever, ever succeed. The debate of federalism, representation, allocation of resources, political inclusion, constitutional reform, and national identity will continue forever. The debate remains central discussion about Nigerian future, and it will continue because the contraption is not one and will never be one. The Nigerian Civil War between 1967 and 1970 remained one of the country-defining historical events. And Nigeria do not want to address it. Because of this civil war, Nigeria removed history from their book. Today, they continue to speak lies and change narrative. Even after some confession has come. After Babangida made his confession about the Igbo coup and not Igbo coup. Gowon still come back and still drive back to the old. That same Gowon, a governor from his state today, is apologizing to the Igbos of what they did against the Igbos. A governor, the governor of Plateau State, governor in the Middle Belt, where Gowon came from, is apologizing to the Igbos on the road they played the civil war. But the main man that led that war, that orchestrated that evil, is still there, pushing narrative against us, denying the obvious, lying. Even when he's going close to his grave, he's still lying. We will never forget. We will never forget. That is why we are here. We will tell our children the story. The Biafran history. We don't need whether they put it on history or not. We will tell the story, our story, the way it is. We will continue to reveal the truth. We will continue to tell our children to beware, to be careful where they go and who they mingle with. For many of us in the Southeast, memory of the war continue to influence discussion about identity, justice, and political representation. Some would argue that Nigeria has moved forward, that unity should remain the priority. How can you talk about unity without fairness? How can you talk about unity without fairness and justice? Look at what they are doing to Mazi and at the same time, you're talking about unity and fairness. Unite with who? Who am I going to unite with? The same people that jailed Mazi with a repealed law and sent him to Sokoto to detain him. Are they the people you want me to discuss peace with? And when we say, they say, why are you calling for Biafra? Why do you want to get out? Why wouldn't I get out of the zoo? Why? They talk about unity. Where are you going to start to be building the unity? Where are you going to start? From day one, even when after the Civil War, they broke the agreement immediately. Immediately after the Civil War, they broke the agreement. They never respected the agreement that was written. The 3R was never respected. And of course, the genocide even continued after the war. After they surrendered, genocide still continued. And you want me to embrace unity. How? There can be no unity without fairness and justice. There can be no unity without fairness and justice. While they are talking about unity, they are jailing an innocent man whose only crime is calling the attention of the world to intervene and let justice prevail. Let the people decide their fate. The crime he committed was calling for referendum. Calling for referendum for people to decide their fate. How is that a crime? How is calling for referendum a crime? How? Can someone explain to me? How is calling for referendum a crime? How is it instigation of war? Until Nigeria does the right thing, which I know they will never do, we will continue to pursue our self-determination, and we are going to be out of Nigeria. Come sun, come rain, we will be out. It is because of that the insecurity in Nigeria today cannot be controlled. The same clash of value system. The insecurity you are seeing today is the same clash of value system. In whichever area angle you interpret it, clash of value system is the reason today you have every place insecure. The insecurity that even the government is sponsoring. The government is sponsoring. Their hand is in it. The government have been involved in several occasions. They can't deny it. The insecurity in Nigeria today has reached all the zones. It is no longer limited to only one side. But in the midst of all those areas, the most secure place remains Biafra land. That is the most secure place. Biafra land still remains the most secure place in Nigeria. Remains Biafra land. But they are trying by all means to make Biafra land insecure. The insecurity in Biafra land today, in the old southeastern region, is man-made. It is the orchestration of the government. A false flag that is planned by the government. There are evidence pointing to that. Using the governors in the southeast. Using the governors. The governors are the one orchestrating the insecurity that is happening today in Biafra land. They are the ones. All their plan is to make sure they demonize the ESN. Go and see. Every security outfit formed today in Biafra land. When they announce it and launch, they say, oh, anybody is talking about Biafra. And tell me, have there been any person that reported that the Biafran agitators kidnapped him or her? Has there been any video anywhere announced and say, oh, the Biafran Liberation Army or the ESN, they went and kidnapped school children. They went and kidnapped people. Have you ever had such a thing in Biafra land? Have you ever heard that any innocent person was kidnapped by the Biafran agitators? There is no such news. There is no such news. There has never been any, not even one, of a kidnap of Biafra. Any place you see any such a thing, like the ones you have seen, is still a false flag. Those who are trying to blackmail Mazi or Mazi, using Nigerian government, using the XDOS, The people that Mazi Nnamdi have finally sacked completely and distanced himself from them. Which Mazi Simon Ekpa was the one that did it first. Mazi Simon Ekpa was the first person to cast vote of no confidence in them when they started operating as a political pressure group, working with the governors. They were working with the governors as a political pressure group, and they were helping the governors to conduct false flag in order to blackmail IPOB. At the same time, claiming to be the leaders. Mazi Simon Ekpa saw it and he distanced himself and made it clear that whatever he does, he's taking responsibility. And what he was doing was to protect our people, to protect our land. Today, you cannot find any video anywhere where somebody will say, Mazi Simon Ekpa sent me to go and do this, to go and kidnap, to go and kill, to go and attack person. There is no such video. You cannot find any video where anybody will say, Mazi Nnamdi sent me to do this. It's not existing anyway. But we'll have videos where there were people who were gathered to conduct false flag, and they mentioned those who sent them. And the people that sent them are the people that Mazi Nnamdi have sacked today. Their name was mentioned boldly, interviewed in a national TV. All the media houses in Nigeria carried it. The video is still online. Maybe you didn't see it, right? The insecurity in Biafra land is orchestrated by Nigerian government themselves, including when we were having our peaceful sit at home. Throughout the peace at home, it was peaceful. There was no enforcement right or left or center. The people who were enforcing it were still these same people. These same people today, the Mazi Nnamdi sack. In order to demonize Mazi Simon Ekpa, they create a reinforcement group. They take innocent life just to blackmail Mazi Simon Ekpa, just to blackmail Biafras, just to blackmail the sit at home. They take innocent life. Soludo sponsored it. Hope Uzodinma sponsored it. Some of them were captured on camera. We are police themselves, we are enforcing sit at home. People testify to that, confess it, they enforce it by themselves. And they will come back and tell you, oh, it is liberation army. And some of you in Nigeria, you forget that, like when they want to tell you they say unknown gunmen, unknown gunmen are known, and those are the ones that government are using to conduct false flag. Government is using them, and they have nothing to tackle to them than to use them as unknown gunmen. How did you get this unknown? So you don't know how we got unknown. The very first people that was introducing this unknown is the federal government of Nigeria through Obasanjo. It is the federal government of Nigeria, first of all, introduced something that is called unknown soldier. When they took the life of the mother of Fela, they took the life of mother of Fela and threw her out from the upstairs. And when they were asked, they said it's unknown soldier that went to operation. That is the origin of this unknown. Whenever you hear unknown, it is the government operation, government secret operation. Anytime there is an operation carried out, they don't know it's a government secret operation. Just like they went to home of Mazi Nnamdi and killed 28 people. Up to today, nobody has been held accountable. Take them to court, they will tell you that they are non-soldiers. Unknown soldiers. And when you hear unknown gunmen, instead of you to think about the government operations, your mind will come to IPOB, because that is what they made you to believe. They use their media to make you to believe that unknown gunmen are associated with the Biafran people. But meanwhile, they are the creator of the unknown gunmen. Some of you forgot so easily that when they introduced that unknown gunmen, Mazi Nnamdi came on national program and he said, I do not know who this unknown gunman is. I have not been able to talk to them. I don't have anything to do with them. I have no link or association with them. Mazi Nnamdi came and made a video when they introduced this unknown, government of Nigeria introduced unknown gunman, and they wanted to attach it to IPOB. Mazi Nnamdi made a live broadcast and he said, I don't know who the unknown gunmen are. I don't talk to them. I have never seen them before. Neither have I known them. But yet, they made an ordinary Nigerian believe through their media and propaganda that unknown government has everything to do with the Biafra people. It had nothing to do with us. It had nothing to do with us. It is a government operation, a false flag by government of Nigeria to demonize. And I don't know why it is so difficult for people to understand. Nigerian government is very good in conducting false flag every time. They conducted a false flag during the NSAS. NSAS was to free Nigeria. It is not to break up Nigeria. NSAS was conducted by young people in Nigeria who are looking for a better Nigeria, and they felt they can. NSAS, remember NSAS? What happened during the NSAS? The videos of NSAS are still online, where the federal government of Nigeria and state governments were sponsoring talks to go and attack peaceful protesters. And they will turn back and tell you that the protesters were violent. This is a system that they have played over and over and over again. They played it in NSAS. They played it against the shared groups. And they play it every time against the Biafran people. And yet, when they play it, some of you still buy it. You buy into it. You buy into it. They have created poverty, unemployment, corruption, weak institution, proliferation of arms, competition over land and resources, political grievances, and lack of accountability. These are the things that are in Nigeria that will make Nigeria unworkable. Because of the rate of poverty, it is easy for them to recruit people for false flag. Because of the poverty, look at the idiots that came to call for the head of Mazi. Who is he? Who is he? Who knows him? What business is he doing? What is his qualification? But they went and fetched him out, gave him some money, and told him to come to the media and make that broadcast, and he came. An unemployed idiot that has no business name came and began to call for the head of Mazi in order to create a narrative for the government. The motive is to create a narrative for the government. No institution in Nigeria is working. Not even one. Everywhere today they are supplying arms to the Fulanis. The federal government of Nigeria is supplying arms to the terrorists by themselves. Every time you hear terrorists invade barrack and cut away with their arms, what does that mean? Ragtag terrorists overtaking camp, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. And they cut away with arms and ammunition. We see it on video, so that you wouldn't say maybe you have seen it, I have seen it on video. And you can't say you don't know how they get their arms. The federal government of Nigeria sponsor them and give them arms. And you will tell me you don't know how the insecurity comes. You turn around and you blame Mazi Nnamdi for insecurity. You turn around and you blame Mazi Samara for insecurity. You must be mad. You must be sick. A country where the government can never take responsibility of anything. The government of Nigeria never take responsibility in anything. They never. The primary responsibility of a government is to protect the life and property of its people. That simple primary responsibility, you can't find it in the Zoological Republic. You can't find it. Their focus is to make sure that the Biafran people do not leave Nigeria. You don't want them, and you don't want them to go. The Igbos are the largest ethnic group in Nigeria. Not one of them, the largest ethnic group in Nigeria. When you are saying Igbos is one of them, that means you are using the British analogy. Because the British scam census that they did is what is creating the problem today in Nigeria. When they did their fraudulent census and they gave the North the highest number, A census that they know is a false census. The British conducted false census. And they gave the North the highest number, which they are using today. They tell you that they are born to rule. They can decide who rules and who does not rule. But in the actual number, these Igbo people have the greatest number of population. Go and check. The original census that was done, which was done in Cambridge, I got it some time ago, which I showed here online. The most populated tribe in Nigeria is the Igbos. And if it is difficult for you to understand, many of you with your mouth, you say any state you go, that after the indigenous people, the highest population is the Igbos. After, in every state you go in Nigeria, after the indigenous people, the highest number of visitors are Igbos. Then how then are they not the most populated tribe in that zone? How do you now relegate? Yeah, they are fighting so hard to now relegate you to minority. They press and press and press and press, and Buhari begin to call you a dot in the circle. Carving away Igbo people to northern part. Igbo man now become a northerner. He carve Igbo to the north. A government that its only mission is to destroy a people, to create chaos at every point in time. Civil society organizations, some political activists and commentators have alleged that government actions or failures have contributed to insecurity in different regions. And that is the fact. Some political activists, civil society organizations, and commentators have alleged that government action or failure have contributed to insecurity in different regions. This is a fact. You can call it alleged, just to keep yourself on the right path, but it is a fact. There are so many claims that are right. Inadequate protection of communities. Inadequate protection of communities. We see that one every day. Every day we see it happen. Where communities will come and say, a prayer notice was given to them that terrorists are coming. And when this notice is given to them, they will go back and give the government a notice that terrorists is coming. And when the terrorists come, the government will do nothing. There was in one case that I reported last week where when the terrorists were attacking, they spent 3 good hours. Within that 3 good hours, these people called the barrack several times and they never turn up. One of them, they say they don't have fuel in their vehicle to come. And innocent people were massacred. And now you tell me that the government is not responsible? In Nigeria, what you see is selective enforcement of